What's up, guys? We're here with Lewis from Salvage and Sawdust. I just wanted to sit down and chat with you a little bit about style, how men dress, you know, all this sort of stuff. But before we get into all of that stuff, how did you end up here?
I'd love it to be a really long story, but it's not. I basically worked for a couple of contemporary menswear brands, was a customer of Jack's already in the old shop.
Oh, okay.
So we sort of like knew each other. I always had a real interest in vintage, like all the way through like fashion sort of history with my career. He was like, you kind of get it through knowing you as a customer. So I'll just take you on board. And then kind of spiraled instantly. It's crazy to think like 18 months ago, well, in August, it would be 2 years. So yeah, about 18 months ago, I just like started. I was basically a Saturday boy.
Yeah, no way.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And now we own the business together.
But it seems perfectly right. Do you know what I mean? It like fits. It fits, right? What is it you think you bring to the partnership?
The more tech side of things.
Which is surprising, right?
Surprising.
Because from the outside, I'm like you kind of like, and after speaking to Jack, he's the business, he's grafter, he's very much like lots of experience. And you kind of seem like the face and I see you have a strong social media presence as well, right? So.
Surprisingly, not for very long. It's kind of like skyrocketed out of nowhere. Yeah, I basically wore one cardigan that everybody like went mad over. That was like 40 quid from Vinted.
The red one?
The red one.
Was that the sort of like start of it?
Yeah. I posted a picture of that. I basically had an accident where I'd really damaged my knuckles and I was like, I'm going to treat myself to something, pick myself up. Bought that cardigan, wore it to work. Post went viral. Everyone was like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that.
That means I followed you before you...
Yeah. I was just like average dude, just like, not trying to do anything for any reason of social media. It was just like an outlet of...
Just doing your thing.
I like just wearing stuff. And yeah, that kind of went a bit crazy, which obviously helped the brand quite a lot. But my background is in like content creation, marketing, website building, website design, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then, that was kind of the bit that Jack had missed or was missing in the piece of the puzzle was that aspect of it to sort of really push the brand forward was like the content, the marketing, the more intermingling vintage within like the menswear sphere that's become quite a big thing now and all that kind of stuff.
It's interesting you say that because when I think about vintage shops, this doesn't seem like that to me. This seems like these are vintage clothes. Yeah. But it seems like it's got its own identity above that. Do you know what I mean?
I think that was like the key thing, first of all, that really drew me in as a customer to Jack's old shop was that it wasn't just like the classic, I'm going to buy my stuff in bales, I'm going to get a shop, it's got white walls, it's got rails, and then that's it.
Yeah. As soon as I walked in, I was like, oh, this is like my kind of jam. When you go into a lot of vintage stores, no shade at anyone, but they always kind of smell a certain way. They always feel a certain way. I'll often, like, I like vintage clothes, but I'm quite conscious about where I'm buying it from because I don't know where it's been and all this kind of, but like when you present it like this, it kind of takes the hard work out of it, which is the vision.
Yeah, totally.
Because you've got to have some imagination to put some stuff together, right? And you guys are kind of presenting it.
It's really overwhelming when you go into some shops and there's like racks of stuff and you're like, you've got like 50 plaid shirts.
Yeah.
They're all kind of different.
Yeah.
But then you've got the next rack is like 50 different pairs of jeans. You don't know what they are. It's all that kind of stuff. We do, like you say, do the hard work for the customer.
Yeah, right.
Where we pick stuff that is very us, very like Americana based, and then put it together in a way where, in a contemporary way, like you would get in like a contemporary store.
Does vintage clothing, does it reflect like a personal philosophy on style for you? Do you have a personal philosophy on style?
I was brought up in a way to always like really appreciate stuff that I had. And I really like the concept that people that produced vintage, they say back in the 50s and 60s, had that same mentality where it wasn't throwaway society and it wasn't, quick fix on here, quick fix on there. I'll just get another one of them. I'll get another one of them. Everything was designed and made to last. And that sticks with me in buying vintage clothes. I also do buy new stuff.
Yep.
But I only really buy stuff from brands that still kind of embrace that. think that's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Where design and the manufacturing is like designed and manufactured to be worn, and repaired and kept forever, rather than just
maybe stay in style.
Stay current. Stay current. I think like so much vintage stuff. Well, every single piece of modern clothing has been referenced from something in the past. Like everything you see, jackets, trousers, shoes, all that kind of stuff is just like modelled on the old shit. So instead of trying to buy the new stuff that's done terribly, and there are amazing brands out there that do new stuff absolutely fantastically.
And you pay a fortune for it.
It's great to have the original thing. Buying a modern car that looks like an old car, but it's kind of not made the same way. Where the old one is still there and it's made perfectly. And it still functions. That's what I love about it.
There is something cool about keeping things alive as well.
Yeah,
and
totally.
like, you know, I spoke about this with Jack, where like you're looking around at the hangers here and this stuff is still here.
Yeah.
And still in great shape.
Yeah.
And it's like ready to go to another life.
That's why we did had another conversation with a lady from London about this a couple of months ago, about the reason why we're so passionate about having like a repair station in the shop. And like a lot of other vintage vintage companies only sell stuff that is like kind of wearable. They don't buy stuff that needs fixing, and it just goes to landfill, all that kind of stuff. But like we want to keep clothing going. You wouldn't get that with like, say like high street modern brands.
Right, yeah.
You would never go to a tailor's and be like, or an atelier and go like, oh, can you repair these jeans that I bought for like 10 quid? And they're like, I can't repair them because they're just like kind of shit.
And they're not made to be repaired. Whereas a proper pair of like salvage denim,
or
you can just keep
or a
going.
pair of shoes. You know, you get a pair of welted shoes and they take them to a cobbler's, which is unfortunately a dying trade in this country. And then
I trained as a cobbler.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, I've had every job under the sun. At one point, I was cobbling.
It's like, I think that so many people look at other items in such like a special way. Say like classic cars, like they're expensive. They're money pits, but people love doing it and they love having a pristine car. But I feel like clothing is so easily forgotten in that way, because it's just like everywhere, isn't it? And it's like quite obtainable and it's quite this and it's quite that. Like people forget that they can also buy expensive clothes and repair them and keep them going and look after them and all that kind of stuff. So you do it in a lot of other things, but a lot of people don't do it with clothes, unfortunately.
Well,
so
most of my audience are men, right? So what's your opinion on how men dress in today's day and age? Do you think that people don't put enough effort into it anymore, or do you think that it's just kind of changed?
In comparison to how men used to dress?
Yeah.
Like in whenever? Yeah, totally different.
Yeah.
Like modern men nowadays in comparison to the old times, like I haven't really got, like that, on average, don't really have a clue in comparison.
Do you find are you like me? Like I get quite offended. Not offended's not the right word, but it's the only word that's coming to me right now. But like if I'm out for a coffee and I see on a Saturday and I see some guy in Crocs and sweatpants and a dry robe, it kind of bothers me, because I'm like,
wow,
come on, man, just a bit of effort. Like you don't have to wear a suit.
There's
but
an amazing thing that I saw on Instagram a couple of weeks ago. My partner, she hates it because I always bring it up. And it was this American dude, and he was talking about like men wearing sweatpants out.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you, like, pervert? Are you this? Are you that? It's like, I find that challenging. Obviously, anybody can wear whatever they want, but like, I wear tracksuit bottoms at home.
When we talk about that kind of thing, what I'm actually hearing is like, there's a lack of effort and thought that's gone into that.
Yeah.
Versus like, you can see some dudes, they'll rock a pair of sweatpants as part of an outfit, and it was considered, and it works, right?
Yeah, kind of. I have a big thing about sweatpants, like in totality. Like it's gym, on the sofa, outdoors.
A personal standard.
It's banned. Yeah, like I don't know. Well, my first job, I worked for Next, as quite a lot of people do, in the tailoring section.
Okay.
When I was like 16, 17. And my dad was in the military, and he then worked for an Italian engineering company. He always wore a suit. Wore like shirt and trousers, and my grandfather did the same on both sides. So I think it's quite instilled in me that like it's always nice to make an effort.
Yeah, but it's funny, like, because I come more from a like construction background, and I was like a jobbing musician, but I always held construction jobs. And now my personal style, whatever that really means, is a lot of workwear and a lot of that kind of stuff. Everything's lived in.
Yeah, totally.
And it kind of like speaks to where I came from. So
I like the combination of both. Nice, well thought after stuff, but then I like old shit with holes in.
Yeah.
And that has been like super worn in.
Yeah.
And that has been repaired a million times and all that kind of stuff. I like the combination.
Got a story.
Yeah, I like the combination of two things. And I think that like that's also, well, it's a big part of my own personal style. You know, I wear quite new design shoes. Not trainers, shoes.
Yeah.
But then I might wear them with like old 501s from whenever, 50s, 60s, that are thrashed, that are being held together. But then I might wear like a nice shirt. I think it's a nice combination of styles. And then that subjectively leads into another reason why Jack and I went into business together. Because he has one approach to the vintage style.
Right.
And I have another approach to the vintage style.
Yeah.
That sort of work harmoniously together.
Yeah,
So,
Jack is quite I hope he wouldn't
nice.
I hope he wouldn't mind me saying this. Jack's like he's quite similar to me. He's from this like roughneck construction background,
already,
and he's rough around the edges, and he's a rugged dude.
Yeah.
And you've come from this background of maybe a little bit more sartorial and a bit more considered.
Yeah, it's a bit more polished from working in like contemporary menswear for a long time. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, totally.
And that is like a really nice.
It's a great amalgamation.
Yeah.
Because he can wear one item one way and it serves his audience. And then I can wear that item in another way and it serves my audience. And then together you're sort of broadening your horizon on the whole thing, which is great. I watched some guy, it might have been this morning actually, when I was having a coffee, talk about the concept of how Crocs came around. I don't know whether he was like fucking bullshitting or something like that, but he was talking about that they were designed for a film about people who basically became more idiotic and more idiotic and more idiotic.
Yeah.
And Crocs were the shoes that they wore.
Yeah, sounds like it should be accurate.
And then they were like, now they're like one of the most sold pairs of footwear ever.
Yeah,
which is
that's how I feel about the dry robe.
Oh,
the dry robe is like...
that's like a hot topic of conversation in this shop.
Is it really?
Dry robes, dry robes, like if you surf.
Yeah.
But not dry robes, not coat.
Yeah.
You wouldn't wear a dressing gown outside.
Dude. Although you've only been in this current role for quite a short time, like, what are some of the challenges that you've faced in this new sort of world that you occupy?
The customer basis is very different to like contemporary menswear.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff that we used to sell at other stores, people want for like labels.
Right.
You know, Stone Island, CP Company, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really care about history and stuff like that. But I've had to like really up my knowledge in history of clothing, which is a great thing for me because I absolutely love that aspect of it. Where people are like, oh, I want this from this and it has to have that and it has to have that stitch on this length and this thing there. And you're like, okay, cool, that's there from this era. So that's one challenge.
Are your customers, do you have customers that are that particular?
Some. That's why we have decided now in this shop to do the split level.
Right.
So like up here is more like archive showroom stuff where everything does have real history behind it.
Okay.
And does have a story.
Right.
And then downstairs is like vintage for everyone. Like USA 501s, graphic tees, sweatshirts, jackets.
So the nerds can come in. And
nerds
when I say nerds, I talk about myself a little bit.
Nerds can come in and they can go, like the pair of trousers that are hung up, like, oh, they're 1960s Purdue senior cords. Like, you're not going to find them anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, every single pair is hand-drawn, all that kind of stuff. Like,
to some people, that's completely...
Yeah, it's like looking at art in a museum. But obviously, we want to like bring it down from the art museum level to like the real world.
Yeah.
So where people can still like touch things and buy things and try stuff on. And
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of shit, so
it was funny when you were talking about like the French workwear and you pointed there. I was like, what's that? What's that doing? I don't have any French workwear. Do I need some French workwear?
Moleskin or cotton canvas or long or cycling jackets. Yeah. The history that you have to learn about stuff is crazy. But I love that.
Yeah,
I totally love it.
Well, you get to nerd out on something that you're already like embedded in and doing.
Yeah, I used to like that aspect of like contemporary menswear where a lot of brands that we used to sell are like big into like production values. So they work in like Kaharia mills in Japan to produce selvage. They use this weird machine that was built in like the 1920s to do loop wheel tees. And all that kind of stuff. Like, I love that kind of thing.
I love that.
Probably my specialtism that I have is learning about all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
I really like that stuff too. In fact, I was showing Joe some of the YouTube stuff from the guy who does Visvim, and just the artistic element of it. I just think super cool that someone's put that much effort into a pair of jeans.
His story is crazy as well. I never met him personally, but my old boss Ian's met him a few times. He used to work at Burton snowboards.
Yeah, right.
As a snowboard designer.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna sack that off and like invent this crazy shoe developed by Native American moccasins." Like one of the biggest brands in the world now.
Yeah,
just wicked.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But like, but some of the stuff like he'll put up a YouTube video and it's just him driving around in a vintage Porsche.
Oh,
and
that's
it's kind
356 Speedster that he has.
Yes. But it's like completely unrelated to. But that like I really like and I have liked for ages Ralph Lauren as well. Yeah. And there's like it reminds me of when they put that advert out. There's just a picture of a barn. There's no clothes in it, but like you kind of like get it somehow. It's just really weird, and you can't explain that to someone who maybe doesn't get it. You know, like do you know what I mean?
It's ambiguous marketing, but like people that are into it understand.
Yeah, like, it's really why does it speak to some people, not to others? It's just. Does anything stick out to you, like a memorable piece of clothing that you have owned, or maybe you've sold to someone that sticks in your mind that has a bit of a story behind it? Apart from the cardigan that you wore that then went like viral.
Yeah, so many people messaged me, "Can I buy that? Can I buy that?" Some guy did a breakdown about my outfit, so that it was from RRL, and I had loads of people messaging me being like, "I can't find it anywhere online." It had to be like, it's probably like knitted by some grandma in the 70s. Yeah. Like it's just a one-off.
Yeah. How do you think clothing can influence confidence and how people carry themselves?
I think that's like the overarching question about wearing good clothes. Or not necessarily good as in, you know, what you might perceive as good, but like stuff that makes you feel confident.
Yeah.
I think that's the beautiful thing about personal style. Like, you could wear that and feel amazing.
Yeah.
Someone else can wear that and feel awful.
Yeah.
And I love
that. That's like, you know, when you're talking about a cardigan earlier, I was like, it doesn't matter about the cardigan, bro. It's like the way it was done.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
it's not about the cardigan. It doesn't matter whether it's like from Primark or it's from RRL or it's from whatever.
Yeah.
Laura Piana or something like that. It's the way that you put stuff together. I think it's so individual to the person. And I love that. So one of my favourite things about fashion is that I love that so much is that you could wear one thing and it can make you feel amazing, and someone else could wear it and it can make them feel shit.
Yeah.
But then like they could wear something, even if they wear sweatpants, they could wear that and it might make them feel amazing. Do you know what I mean? I think clothing is a beautiful tool that can really help people push their confidence up, and I think it's really like kind of slept on. People take it a lot for granted. Yeah. Where they're just like, oh, it's just like, you know, when you said that men don't make much effort, all this kind of stuff. Like maybe if you made like a little bit more effort in certain aspects, you might feel a bit better.
Yeah.
Like,
and also like, man, I don't dress for anyone else, right? I do it how I feel, and I wear things. I take a lot of risks with what I wear a lot of the time, and I like that. I wear dungarees, coveralls, all this kind of stuff, crazy. And there's been times where I've been wearing something. And you get a compliment or someone say, and I'm just like, hey, it makes me feel quite good, and it bolsters my confidence in a weird
100%,
way.
100%.
And it's not like I'm not trying to show up in the world in any particular way, but when you are more confident, I just feel like you live a better life. Do you know?
Yeah, 100%.
I think clothes, like you said, they're slept on, and they do.
They're totally slept on. It's like the most basic thing.
Yeah,
like
and everyone's doing it. You've got to get clothes. You got to get dressed.
Everyone's doing it. They were made to keep you alive, keep you warm, keep all this. And obviously, as time has developed, they've become utilitarian, fashionable, this kind of stuff. But like, I think it's great, especially when you, like you said, you dress for yourself. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that when people come in and they're wearing like crazy as shit, and you're like, you feel good in it. Yeah. Like, fair play. I would never wear it.
Yeah.
So I probably feel like an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
But like, you're wearing that, you feel good, you're like, you know, sweet.
Yeah.
You look yourself in the mirror in the morning, you go, right, I'm ready for the day.
Yeah.
Like, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
If you're happy in it, then like, fair play.
And it can make a big difference to your day, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I love that.
It's that little bit of effort, I think. You just put a tiny little bit in and you get like a lot out.
I 100% agree. That was one of the things I really wanted people to get from when they watch this, is like guys who don't put that effort in to go, oh, maybe I should start putting that effort in. I think it would be a really...
I probably put too much effort in. I think about it like the night before I go to sleep.
Dude, sometimes I lay out different...
Yeah, think about stuff. Is that going to go with that? Is that going to go with that?
But then I've got like there's things like my go-tos.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've got like these samurai jeans and those boots and that like jacket, and it always works. And that's my sort of like when...
The safety net.
Yeah, when I've got other shit to think about, that's where I'm going.
I'm the same.
But
jeans, grey sweatshirt, jacket.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like, fuck it, I'm going to put in some...
It's fun, and I think more men these days should do what a lot of people did like back in the olden days, where they would get inspired by looking at men's catalogues and stuff like that. And obviously with the rise of Pinterest and Instagram, Instagram can be quite like a weird tool to use for style inspo because sometimes it feels very forced.
Yeah.
With a lot of people trying to fit in and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I love using Pinterest because you can rabbit hole like into a million different ways.
Yeah.
And then I might see something and go, oh, that looks kind of cool on that guy.
Yeah.
I'll try it out.
Yeah.
And I think it's just having that little bit of confidence to try something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, but you got to take the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do it and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Maybe I'll try that today.
Yeah.
You know?
I picked like a handful of guys whose style I appreciated. You were one of them. Justin Boone, Alessandro Squazzi, you know.
Yeah,
and then these guys are like, I just like, you know, he's wearing white chinos. I'm going to try white chinos. Yeah. You know, like like, you know, he's doing this like thing. I'm going to try that too.
I got from that Alessandro Squazzi guy, he put me on to wearing like stupid colour socks with loafers and white jeans.
Yeah, right.
Do that in the summer. It's great.
Yeah.
And he's got great style.
Yeah.
Obviously, it helps that he's got everything else that goes with it. But I think like at the core of his basic values,
but anyone
his style is amazing.
Yeah, anyone can learn something from him.
Yeah, but it's just so simple.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. The simplicity is there. Everything is classic jeans, classic jackets, nice bit of shirting. Sometimes he wears like old scraggy tees. Sometimes he wears like beautiful three-piece suits.
Yeah.
Like, but it all works.
Yeah.
It all works in his little way.
Looking ahead, like, what is your, personally within Salvage and Sawdust here, what's your personal sort of like goals, ambitions? Where are you hoping to take it?
To grow the basic footprint of the brand so it becomes more of like a household name. We don't just want to be like another vintage store that just sells stuff. We want to continue to work behind the scenes on producing our own clothing. That's a big part of something that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
We've been in conversations with people, factories, and all that kind of stuff in the UK about doing that, and it's kind of getting there. We both have an appreciation for like good, well-produced heritage clothes, and I feel like there is a bit of a gap in the market for something between the lower price and the stupidly high price.
Yeah.
For like the average guy.
I think you guys have smashed that as well.
So, and because we both have such different takes on styling and clothing silhouettes and everything, it'd be really nice to have like an amalgamation of both things.
Yeah.
That's something that I think both of us are like super keen on.
Yeah.
Hunting, getting back out hunting for vintage. I need to do that more.
Can I give you my take on it as well?
Yeah.
I think one thing that, and you come across as quite a modest guy, like we don't know each other, you know, but like you come across as quite modest. But I think one thing that you're doing as well is like you are inspiring guys to put a bit of effort in. And the conversation we've had. And I think if you can keep doing that as well, and I think walking into this shop is quite inspiring alone. And when the people represent that as well,
like totally,
yourself,
totally.
I think that's super cool. And it gets people, you know, if you can get that guy to take a little bit more risk or get him to bin the Crocs or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's my style history has been like, it's totally fucking wild. So like, if I look back like 20 years when I was like 15 or 16, like I was going to like hardcore shows, wearing skinny jeans.
Were you a hardcore kid?
Yeah, grew up hardcore.
I was in hardcore bands.
I was in a hardcore band for a very long time.
What band were you in?
I played in a band called Brusher Mills.
No way.
For 7 or 8 years.
No way.
Played with some big bands, 33 from Wales, Gallows.
Yeah, I know the Gallows boys.
All that kind of stuff.
I was in a band called Awoken, and we toured with Terror and Madball, Signal. Like,
saw Terror a couple of weeks ago, actually. Yeah, great band. But yeah, looking back at that, and then like, you know, when I worked in like contemporary stuff, it was very like modern, kind of clean stuff, and then I got into brands like Visvim, Capital, and then Japanese heritage, and then that kind of stuck, and that got me into vintage again.
It's like the gateway, right?
Yeah, it's like gateway drug once you understand that, and then you see like production values, maybe not the price, but then like I got more into vintage from learning about referencing and where all that had come from, the ideas and stuff. But yeah, if I can, don't know, I'm just a fucking normal dude.
Yeah, but you're a normal dude who puts the effort in, and it comes across really well.
I think that's like the key thing. I'm not trying to do it for like the Instagram clout, like some people are doing. I think like I like wearing clothes. I like getting dressed in the morning. Like a hats off to my partner. She was the one that planted the seed. Yeah, like she was like, just take a picture of yourself like in the doorway every day, and like see what you come up with. Yeah, like, all right. Yeah. So yeah, and it's cool. Like I wear different shit to other people, but I feel really confident in myself. And if give confidence to other people or talk to them about clothing or any subject on whatever. So
yeah.
It's good.
No, you're killing
Love
it.
it.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I think you're doing a great job, man. Like you certainly like inspired me a little bit, and it's part of the reason I wanted to come down and meet you guys and talk to you. So super cool. Anyway, listen, we've got to wrap it up.
Yeah, wicked.
Listen, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Totally.
We'll put all the links for the shop and everything. I'll put your social links in there as well. Best place to find you, Instagram?
Website is kind of dead.
Yeah.
Honest now.
But thanks for your time today.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks very much.
If you take anything away from this episode, it's to bin the Crocs.
And the sweatpants. Outside.
Thanks a lot, man.
No worries.
Cool. That was great.
Thanks.
That was cool.